Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nintendo Unleashed, episode 129. My name is Armando, and I'm here with Connor
Hi.
and Noah.
Boy, howdy.
And welcome to our Nintendo podcast. This is Blazekick's only podcast now, and,
That's
right. and only Nintendo podcast.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have some good topics for you guys this week. Super Mario Odyssey came out, so we're going to talk about that for a bit, because two of us here have played it. One hasn't because Amazon.
Thanks, Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon is a great company.
Yes.
Who ships things on time always.
Always. Especially things you pre-ordered, you know?
Apparently this one's
Yeah.
actually Nintendo's fault, but...
Oh, nice.
But anyway, then we're going to talk about Animal Crossing, because we finally have news for that Animal Crossing mobile game.
Mhm.
And we'll see what we can come up with later on, too.
GameCube as well. That's fun.
Oh, GameCube, yeah. What is that?
Oh boy, we'll get there.
What is a GameCube?
Oh, you can use GameCube controllers on the Switch now for any game.
Nice.
I'm gonna play Odyssey with it.
You're gonna play Odyssey with it?
Awesome. Yeah, it'll be awesome. I can't do motion, but it'll still be great.
You should play Armz with it.
Oh, that'd be good. I mean, I've played. It's actually really good for Mario Kart. I tested it out.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about all that. How you guys been?
Good. I mean, it's been crazy busy for me, but Mario's out, so I'm vibing on that. I've got a Halloween party tonight.
Ooh, same. Yeah. And I don't know. What are you gonna go as?
I'm thinking Pennywise.
Pennywise.
I don't know if you saw the new It, but I love it. And, I can't help myself. I think the way I'm going to do it is, I'm going to go to Party or City or something, buy a Pennywise mask. And in the previous year, one of my costumes was a pirate shirt. Like, I was a pirate, and so I had like a frilly white shirt, which goes well with the Pennywise look. So I'll just borrow from my old one for the new one.
And then get a balloon.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, nice. I like that. I don't know. I need to go buy a costume. No, what? I can't pull it off, man.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, I have the hair. Actually, I don't have the hair. It's long, so I could be like Naruto.
You should be Naruto.
Like
Very
Goku.
good.
Like Goku. I don't know. Something like that. But
That would be hype.
That'd be Goku and just stand there doing the scream.
oh yeah, I'd
stand
win.
in the middle of the party doing that. It
That'd be
looks so
great.
cool.
That'd be great, man. I'll see. I need to go buy. I need to go look into the costumes because I need to get one. Yeah, I've been all right. Had my birthday this week, so that was pretty cool. Then Mario. That's it. Oh, I got two of the amiibos.
Oh, which ones?
I got Mario and Peach.
Very nice.
And I got them for the costumes, actually, especially the Peach one.
Yeah, the dress is amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't find Bowser for some reason. Yeah, but I've been good, pretty good. So
Cool.
let's start this podcast with our what we're playing. Noah?
Cool. So
Nintendo down.
I think I'll.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, we can start with what we're playing, right?
Oh, do we? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we start playing. It's all right. It's been a while. We're rusty.
Yeah, it's been yeah, a little rough.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I haven't hosted one of these in like 2 months, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the process is.
Yeah. So Armz and I are going to talk a little bit about Odyssey, but I think we'll kind of save that for the end of this segment. So using the new GameCube controller support, I tested out a few games with that. So I played a few rounds of Mario Kart. I played a little bit of Armz. I also played Snake Pass, which was fun. So it's definitely cool. I think it'll also be fun to use for Overcooked. It's just great because it gives me another use for that adapter, which I haven't used since like over a year. It's like now I can finally use it in all the controllers again. So that's been good. Those were fun to try out, and I can't really think of anything else. Oh well, I think last weekend I started Uncharted, Lost Legacy, and I beat that, so that was fun. Again, I still maintain the belief that the newer Uncharted games are pretty much better than the older ones in every way. I think each one's better than the last. I think Lost Legacy and 4 are kind of on equal footing, but I feel like 4 is better than 3 is better than 2 is better than 1 in my opinion.
Even
Finally-
story-wise?
Yeah.
Story-wise or gameplay-wise?
No, I think 4 has the best story, hands down. Gameplay, I think 4 is the best story in gameplay.
Okay.
I think I did not enjoy 2. 2
Really?
felt overhyped. I'm sure it was great when it came out in 2009, but today, it's all right.
3? How about 3? I don't really like 3.
I like 3 more than 2. Right? I like each one more than the last.
Wow.
Nice. 1 is just irredeemable garbage.
Yeah, I don't think you'll find many people defending 1.
I mean, hey, that's improvement, right? Improvement's what you strive for. So that's it. Aside from Mario.
So I played more City Skylines, played around with I think it's called Green Cities DLC a bit more. I kind of like having the self-sustaining buildings, which I found out also they use, I forget what the exact percent is. I think it's like 35% less electricity, but also pay 10% less taxes. So it's kind of a trade-off because basically they aren't paying for electricity, but they're creating their own. I also played Love Live, and I didn't play Magikarp Jump at all, but I did start playing Pokemon Go again just to get Bayonet, and I got Bayonet, so I'm happy. Oh, and the Mimikyu hat.
Nice.
And I would play Mario, but Nintendo doesn't give Amazon games early enough to send them for release day anymore, apparently. So I have not played that. And that's it.
Very nice. Arms, you?
I played Jackbox Party Pack 3.
Oh, I thought you were
That
going
was
to say
pretty
4.
cool.
Dude, 4 is so hyped.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, that was yesterday. We played
I mean,
that.
3 definitely has some
Some
amazing
friends.
ones, though. You know.
Yeah, we were thinking about what game to buy. We bought it on Steam. We were like,
Have you played? Did you play Faking It? That one's probably one of my favorites in that pack.
in
That's
that
one
pack?
with like point. Yeah, in pack 3, where you have to like point at each other and stuff.
Faking it. No, I don't think I played that one.
Okay, yeah, that's one I think you would remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like a 6-player game, right? It's not one of those 8-player games.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't play, because there was like 9 of us, and like, oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But that was fun. That was pretty fun. And aside from that, nothing else. I mean, just Mario.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So anyway, I guess we can talk about Mario for a bit then. So we both. Well, I don't know when you started playing. I started playing like Friday afternoon. What was your
started
time?
playing in the morning.
Friday morning, nice.
Yeah, this morning.
So yeah, I picked it up from GameStop, and for me, let me think. In terms of 3D Mario games I've played Galaxy 1 and 2, 3D Land, 3D World. I've played a bit of 64, but never beaten it, and never touched Sunshine. And so for me, my most recent, 3D Mario experiences all involved a run button, so which has sort of come to feel natural for me. But it has been very difficult to break that habit. For the longest time, I found myself just holding Y to no avail, which would cause me to do things I did not want to do. That's not really the game's fault. That's just how it's designed. But I think I eventually got over that. And I spent the longest time in the tutorial area just practicing all the moves, because in the menu there's like an action guide, and there are so many different moves in this game. It's unbelievable. So practicing, like backflips, and the dive is actually a really cool move. So just trying to like chain moves together, stuff like that. And it's funny because I was searching from like top to bottom in like the first area, the Cap Kingdom, for power moons, but I couldn't find any. I guess they don't like activate until later or something. I don't know. Did you find any in that area? Or
I didn't. Like I did spend a good time there.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
doing
guessing.
the exact same thing. I was just messing around with it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anything.
Yeah. And I tried to tear down all the posters of Bowser and Peach, lit up all the lampposts, but nothing. So I'm guessing they add them later or something. So how did you feel about that area, like as an introduction?
It looked really good. I liked it. You know what I liked? I liked that it just like threw you in there.
Mhm.
You know, it just
And
it
I
just
love that
made you happy, and then you're like, oh, press B to jump. Like, okay, and then just
right. Yeah.
just played, just went straight through.
Mhm. I also think it's really nice that they start you in an area with a bunch of these hills that you can really just mess around with.
Yeah.
What Mario has in this game, which I don't think he's ever had, is sort of like this sense of momentum. Where when you're going up a hill, he actually slows down. When you're going down, he speeds up, and he carries some of that speed up the next hill. Again, I don't think that's been there before, and it's really fun to just mess around with that. And of course, the roll. My favorite move I figured out was rolling down one hill, up the next, releasing the roll at the top to do a long jump, throwing the cap to cancel the long jump, and then doing a dive to land on the cap that was in midair from canceling. It's just the movement potential is ridiculous. So it's really fun how they let you mess
Just
around
like
that.
chaining like movements.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see speedruns of it.
Oh, it's going to be insane. I've already figured out. I mean, for instance, in the Sand Kingdom, there's like this one of those like 8-bit walls, right? You're supposed to go through, but if you're able to implement a certain jump, it's possible to like just completely clear the wall. Because what you have to do, you have to either do a crouch jump or a somersault, then a wall jump, then throw your hat at the wall, then do a dive, and you can get over it without like going through the 8-bit stuff. So it's just so much cool stuff. That I feel like. And of course, after the Cap Kingdom, you have the Cascade Kingdom, which is where the dino sleeps.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that dinosaur? It's just like
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I controlled him, and now I was like, I have the power. I just like destroyed everything, and then I'm like, yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really cool that the dinosaur was one of the first things they let you capture in the game.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people when they saw that trailer with the dinosaur, they're just like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous!" Like, I expected it was just going to be like normal stuff, like Goombas and all that. But the fact that they let you do that right off the bat, I think like demonstrates their confidence in the stuff that you're able to capture. Obviously, some of it's very big like that. Some of it's small, but still very cool. There's some stuff I found in the kingdom after the Sand Kingdom, which I won't spoil, but there's some very cool small stuff you can capture there. So really, that's a good area too. And I think that's the first area where you're shown this sort of 8-bit wall mechanic.
Yeah.
And again, the way
pretty cool.
Yeah, the way they unveil that is really cool. First of all, with you like destroying the rocks in front of the wall. And second of all, I love that, again, this is the first 8-bit area, but there's already a secret in it. I'm assuming you found it, the behind the waterfall thing.
Yeah.
And it's like the fact that they already are sprinkling and stuff like that. So good.
You know what I like about that? You know what I like about that
Yeah.
sequence? When you go into the wall, it keeps the music, but in 8-bit.
Oh, in 8-bit, it's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I knew from previews and stuff that it maintained Mario's costume, but it made it 8-bit.
Mhm.
But you can never really hear the music in those previews, so I couldn't tell it was the same music, but 8-bit. That's such a good touch.
Yeah.
Another thing I really like, I think we've seen this in previews, but to be able to experience it is so cool. So going into the pipes is pretty cool, right? Like it's like this blocky 3D pipe, and then he exits out of the 2D pipe. But my favorite is when you jump out of the 2D plane, and it just seamlessly transitions into like 3D Mario.
3D.
It looks so good. So those sections are really impressive, and the first boss is really impressive too. Well, I guess that's the first boss, like the lady with the golden chain chomp, right? I forget what her name is. But again, it's just a classic example of Nintendo teaching you this mechanic in the first level, right, with these chain chomps, and then being able to use it on the boss. It's so good. And of course, that's still technically like a tutorial area, even though there are still optional moves you can find. Like I don't know about you, but I found one behind that waterfall by swimming.
Really? I didn't find that.
Yeah. So really, really cool stuff, even for a tutorial area. And of course, then you're brought into the first, I guess, true area of the game, Sand Kingdom. It's so good.
I like the little AIs. Dude,
Oh yeah, those look. Oh yes, I love them so much.
Yeah, you walk by them and they're reacting to you. It's pretty cool.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's something I felt like was missing. So even though Galaxy had a more linear structure, it still had those little AI, characters who you can talk to and stuff. For me, I felt like that was something that was kind of missing from 3D Land and 3D World. It's such a small thing, but it makes the world feel so much more alive. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And you can also hear, and there's some pretty funny dialogue too. Like this is not a spoiler, but there was this one this one of these NPCs or whatever standing by another one who had been like frozen in the ice, and he said like, "Oh darn it, that guy owed me money."
Yeah.
It's just like
that one, yeah. I like that one a lot.
you know, the writing is really good.
Or did you see both of those guys that were like selling like ice cream? They're like, "Oh, we can't sell ice cream."
Oh yeah.
in this weather. That was pretty cool.
There's that, and there's a couple other things I want to talk about. There's one. Okay, I guess I'll ask you about it. I'm going to try not to spoil this because it's such a cool moment. But did you buy the moon from the shop?
Yeah.
Did you notice there was still another moon behind the counter?
Really? No, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That. So how do you get back?
Okay.
Like,
I won't spoil that for you, but have fun.
oh.
It's a very enjoyable moment.
Okay.
And what else was I going to make a reference to? Oh, also, I love that there's you can see a taxi in the Sand Kingdom from New Donk City, and it's just like, it's cool to see how those worlds are connected.
Oh, because there's even an NPC waiting for a taxi there.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good. And have you unlocked the Jaxi yet? Like the rideable animal thing?
No, I haven't.
In that area? Oh, that makes it so much better.
Really?
Oh, it's so good to control. Oh my god, have you done? Oh, I'm gushing. I'm sorry. Unable to form full sentences. It's a very good area. And I really appreciate that while there is this sense of openness, you can also hunt down these sort of isolated challenge areas, which feel more like something you'd find in, say, 3D World. Mm-hmm. So I think they blend the two. Yeah, they blend the two very nicely. It's pretty exceptional. I also was able to find all 100 purple coins in that area.
Really?
Yep.
How long did it take you?
Oh gosh, I was probably in that area for about 4 hours or more. So it takes a while. The other thing I'm kind of confused on is so I have like all the moons in the area except for like the last 9. And what I'm wondering is, so I've searched high and low, and I'm confident that I have been everywhere on the map. So I guess I'm thinking like maybe those moons aren't unlocked until later, even though they're on the list. I don't know, because I thought I was going to go insane looking for those last 9. And there's this hint toad who, you know, gives you hints if you pay him 50 coins. And once I got to those last 9, he said, "Oh, I have no more hints." It was like, okay, so I think there's probably a connection here. So anyway, I'm sure I'll return to it. But yeah, the areas feel so good to just complete. And I also played the area that comes after that. I'm not going to... Well, first of all, I'm not going to say which area I played because it's not one that's been officially revealed in promotional material. But what's cool is that after you beat the Sand Kingdom, you have a branching path on which kingdom you want to go to next. So I think it's cool that they give you that choice. That's not really something you see in a Mario game very often. Yeah. It's a very good game. I haven't tried in portable mode yet, just on the TV.
It looks great on the TV.
Oh yeah, it looks. Oh yeah, I haven't even talked about like the visuals or music, but this game looks gorgeous. Like
I really like this. I love the music.
Yeah, in the sand area, like the sand texture looks so good. Like the colors just really pop, like the sand versus the sky. And Mario's animations are so good. Like a lot of people were praising what Breath of the Wild did, really showing how Link interacts with the environment, right, and how he responds and that kind of thing. And this game really has the same thing. It's just so charming, and it works really well with the photo mode. Like I was riding this Jaxi, which is like a lion, I guess, and so I paused, rotated the camera, and Mario just has the biggest smile on his face while he's holding on. And it's just so cool to see all the care that goes into that. So really impressive presentation. Like you said, the music is great too. I'm so excited for New Donk City. I want to get there so bad.
No sleep till New Donk City. That's what you should do tonight.
Well,
after the party.
Actually, yeah, it's probably a good idea, to be honest. I haven't tried the multiplayer yet, but I don't know. I don't really care about it, to be honest.
Same.
I'm all about that single player life. So yeah, and hopefully next week we'll all have enough impressions under our belt where we can go more in depth.
Yeah, for sure.
Connor, did it say when Amazon was giving an anticipated? It was like November 1st or 2nd or something like that.
Well, first they said November 2nd, I think, but now it says October 31st. So.
Ooh. Lucky you. Yeah, so hopefully we'll all have our hands on it next week and we can get back on. Anyway, I'll go into the Nintendo download here. Again, a very busy week. So, of course, in Switch Retail, we have Mario Odyssey. We've talked extensively about that. Knights of Azure 2, Bride of the New Moon, which is an action RPG series, which I believe has already come to this entry has already come to PS4. Finally, the game of the year, Monopoly from Ubisoft.
Finally.
Yeah. $40, bit steep for Monopoly. And Cartoon Network Battle Crashers, which is a beat 'em up, which was also on 3DS, kind of a weird port there. Monster Jam Crush It, which was released last year on PS4 and Xbox One. And on Switch, well, those are our retail games. Switch eShop exclusives, we have Poi Explorer Edition. Splasher, which is a colorful, fast-paced 2D platformer. Moon Hunters, which is essentially a cooperative RPG. Violet, which is basically a point-and-click title. Time Recoil, another top-down twin-stick shooter. Seems like there have been so many of those in the eShop. King Oddball, I get Angry Birds vibes from this one, which, all right then. We have Zombie Gold Rush and Mutation Nation. This is another one of your Neo Geo releases. So, couple spooky games on 3DS this week: Creeping Terror, Workle Woods, and Halloween Night Archery. So if you're looking to get spooky, the 3DS has you covered this week. Anyway, I want to pick something besides Mario for pick of the week because Mario already has so much exposure, but I haven't played any of these, and I don't know if any of them are good, to be honest with you. So I might just have to stick with Mario this time. Hey, there's a Switch demo, so I can give that pick of the week. Yeah, all right, the Switch demo for Heroes of the Monkey Tavern is our pick of the week. Because I don't want to steer you guys wrong in spending $9 on a crappy game, so can't go wrong with this free demo, right?
Or you could create a Japanese account and download the Sonic Forces demo.
Oh, that's a good one. We should talk about that. Yeah, that demo's. I guess we could talk about that briefly, right? Because there have been less than positive impressions there. Basically, Sega, but only in Japan, released this demo of Sonic Forces on Switch, but you can only play it for 1 minute.
Really?
Yep.
Only 1 minute? What were they?
Only 1 minute.
And someone figured out how to get really far with only one button press.
Yeah.
Or sorry, one button, not one button press. They're only using the dash button.
Yeah, and just clearing the whole level. So yeah, not great impressions from that demo. I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen of this game, it doesn't look too hot. Granted, I loved Sonic Mania earlier this year, but I'm just not sure if this game is going to be able to even come close to how well that game did in terms of reviews. So, of course, we'll have to wait and see. Too early to say. Game comes out, I believe, mid-November. So look forward to it, maybe. Anyway, our first topic here, we have Pokemon news. I'm not sure what the source is on this, but apparently Pokemon news coming November 2nd.
The official website.
Okay. Does it say what this news is regarding, or does it just say
Pokemon just news? Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and we'll be 10 p.m. Japanese time, which is 6 a.m. Pacific time or 9 a.m. Eastern time. So
gotcha.
And probably just gonna be a trailer uploaded to YouTube. Well, the only reason this is really of note, because they did this a lot for Sun and Moon with there's a trailer coming this day, and we just ignored that until the trailer is actually out. But this is the first time they've actually done that for Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Moon. So far, it's just been a random trailer drop, not here you go. So,
it feels kind of odd for them to be announcing it like this. So I'm not sure what it could be related to, but the games are out November, 16th, 19th, somewhere around there?
It's the last Friday, the 17th.
17th.
Friday before Black Friday.
Gotcha. So, yeah, Connor, any speculation as to what this is? I mean, we've already seen a lot of details about the story, so I doubt they'll say too much more there.
Along with this announcement, they posted a bunch of random screenshots, and well, there's two things actually. Along with as I said, they posted screenshots, and it shows a few mini games that we don't know about that aren't from Sun and Moon, so it might be related to those. And also in Japan, they have like special download cards for games that, like, I think we have some of them. We have some like this here where like you go into Best Buy or something and you buy the download code for the game and then enter that on the eShop. I never really saw the point of that.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre to like just order it from the digital store itself.
Like, unless you don't have a credit card or something, but then why not just buy a points card?
Yeah.
So, or a prepaid credit card. But anyway, whatever. They have those cards, and over there they have like screenshots and stuff. And the Ultra Sun card has a battle with a male Team Rocket grunt, and the Ultra Moon has a battle with a female Team Rocket grunt. So, seemingly Team Rockets in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and you battle them.
Nice.
But,
and they didn't have a presence in the original games, right?
Yeah, they haven't had a presence since Johto, I think. They might have been referenced. Actually, I'm pretty sure they were referenced, but I don't think they've ever shown up in uniform called Rocket Grunt since Johto.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool then. Cool callback. Hopefully there's some sort of story there, some sort of, whether it's a post-game thing or something like that. But that'd be cool to see them come back.
So, yeah, I would say it's, if not both, it's either relating to that mini game stuff or the Team Rocket thing.
Cool. Maybe both. You never know. Anyway, our next topic, and this one kind of came out of nowhere. So, of course, Switch recently got the 4.0 update, which allows for video recording. That's really the main thing. There are a couple other small tidbits as well. But something that someone discovered, I can't recall who, but it really spread quickly. It was discovered, and it wasn't really officially mentioned in the patch notes for this update, but Switch now supports GameCube controllers via the Wii U GameCube controller adapter. So you just plug the adapter right into the dock, go to the controller screen. You need to already have a controller synced, whether it's a Pro Controller or Joy-Cons, but if they're synced, you just press L and R on your GameCube controller and you're good to go. So I've tested this. It works great. As I mentioned earlier, it's compatible with any game. There are a couple issues because, one, the does not have as many buttons as the Switch controller, Switch Pro controller. It's missing a select button, and it only has 3 shoulder buttons instead of 4. It's also something I kind of wish they would patch in, but I guess makes sense is, so obviously the Switch uses HD rumble. The GameCube controller just has, regular rumble, but it doesn't support this regular rumble at all. It just doesn't rumble. So I kind of wish it would. And also, of course, no motion controls. So definitely a couple downsides, but for games with simple control schemes like Mario Kart, Tetris, Overcooked, it works fine.
The eventual Smash.
And I think it's very cool. Oh yeah, well, of course that'll be. Yeah, of course it has people talking about both Smash and the GameCube Virtual Console, because it's like this seems like such a random thing for them to add if they're not intending on introducing those things. There was actually an interview with Reggie with, I believe it was Kotaku, where Reggie, of course, played it off and said, with nothing to announce at this time. No surprises there. But I mean, for me personally, I would prefer, I think, to have GameCube Virtual Console, just because there are so many games I want to try that I really never got to play in the GameCube. Smash would be great too. Heck, why not both? But I hope one of those two things is coming, because I remember prior to the Switch's release, there were a lot of rumors about GameCube Virtual Console, but then they kind of just disappeared. So if it can come back, I'd buy Luigi's Mansion. What do you guys think? Armz, have you got the... Have you got to test this out, either of you guys?
I haven't tested it out, but mainly because the only Switch game that my brother has currently is Breath of the Wild, and I can't imagine having to use the Y button to the GameCube's Y button to attack.
Yeah, that'd be miserable.
Because one thing I kind of wish the Switch would add, just mainly because of this, is something the PS4 actually added, where you can remap all the controllers at a system level.
Instead of just a game level, yeah.
Yeah, because then you can make it so, like, I mean, maybe the game level, but then that would require, like, patching Breath of the Wild to allow you to remap the GameCube controllers.
It's probably just easier to do it at a system level, just because it'll cover all games then.
Yeah, so just make it so, like, because even though, like, I don't particularly need A to be the attack button on a GameCube controller, Y is just kind of like the most awkward button on the controller to hit.
I think it would be really nice if B was attack, or that'd probably be the best option. So
which one was it on Wind Waker and GameCube Twilight Princess?
I actually don't know. I'm assuming B, but I'm not positive. I know it's pretty much been B for all the Zelda games up until Breath of the Wild, so it's probably just B.
Well, technically on the Wii it was swinging.
Oh, this is true.
And I think on the original it was A. I'm not sure though. Gotcha. But also, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, for a GameCube Virtual Console, if that is coming, then this would be really nice because I don't know how many games actually take advantage of this. The only two I could think of are Luigi's Mansion and Mario Sunshine. But the GameCube has analog triggers, while pretty much everything else has digital.
Yeah.
You can tell how far down you're pressing. So, like in Mario Sunshine, the further down you push down R, the more water squirts out, and with higher pressure. So, that not being able to use an actual GameCube controller might make Mario Sunshine kind of hard, and same with Luigi's Mansion and maybe some other game I'm not thinking of right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so it definitely provides that advantage. The one downside, and again, this just could be because of the nature of the controller or something, but when you're playing games on the Switch, you have to, like for instance, if you're drifting in Mario Kart, you have to hold the trigger all the way down. You have to press it all the way down to drift, which is kind of annoying. It'd be nice if you could just go like halfway and it would drift. But yeah, hopefully they're able to add that analog support if and when those games are brought out. So
hopefully they also sell more of the adapters.
Hopefully, because those things are super hard to find, and B, I just think they're like not even bothering to make them anymore. So hopefully they rebrand and reproduce those.
It's not like they were that complex, like they're just converter things.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say why those things were super scarce in the first place.
I'm sure if Nintendo doesn't, like I've seen plugins that you can get on PC that converts GameCube so you can use it on PC as well as N64, as well as just N64 controllers with a USB plug.
Yeah.
But so I'm sure those would work unless it's something actually in the adapter itself that's allowing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Has anyone tried that?
I don't think so. Not that I've heard of. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Anyway, moving on to our last topic, one which I think we should be able to get a good bit of discussion out, because this is something we've been waiting for. We weren't sure if it was going to come this year, but we finally have the confirmation of the Animal Crossing mobile game. It's called Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and it's coming next month everywhere except Australia, because they have it already for some reason.
It is in Japan, apparently.
Oh, wow. So yeah, for some reason, I guess they're like soft launching.
I went to try and find the APK before this, and all I could find was the Japanese one, so I assume it's out in Japan.
How odd. Anyway, yeah, Animal Crossing is finally coming to mobile. We've heard a lot about how this game and how it maybe had like rocky development and reworks and stuff, but I'd say in its current state it looks pretty great. it looks very comparable to a main series Animal Crossing game, really, from art style to play style. You're still doing things like fishing and digging and planting and picking and making friends, furniture. Of course, there are some new elements, like now you can craft furniture, I guess. I'm a bit confused on how it works. I haven't seen a ton of footage. But I mean, I don't know. To me, it just looks like they've done a really good job adapting what Animal Crossing is to mobile, and it's free to play. Of course, there are microtransactions, but hopefully Nintendo is learning from Mario that a $10 price point doesn't really work too well in today's mobile market. Yeah, I mean, I know you're a fan. You think you'll definitely see yourself picking this up?
I mean, it's free, so I don't really see a reason not to at least try it.
Right. Yeah, I know for some folks, again, it's already available in Australia and maybe Japan. Some have been playing early. I'm personally just waiting because A, I'm kind of busy right now. It's like B, I'm not dying to get my hands on it, I'm just glad to see it's finally coming. And hopefully this means, now that this is out, we'll see Zelda sooner, which is apparently going to be one of their next games from Rule. So
I'm waiting mostly because I feel it's going to be like Miitomo, where it doesn't have a ton of replayability. So I'm going to burn out before it's actually officially released here. So,
yeah, I remember, I think all three of us downloaded the Japanese Miitomo.
And then none of us played the English one.
So yeah, I'm again looking forward to it. The presentation for it was kind of nice. It was like a direct style presentation. I think that was the first direct they've done that was solely mobile focused. Because Fire Emblem Heroes got revealed in the direct, but again, there were other games focused there as well. So yeah, glad to see them finally bringing this out. Hopefully it does well. Apparently it's I mean, I've seen a lot of people talking about it, from playing the Australia version, but again, personally waiting myself. So
and posting memes.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit. Well, so one very good meme I saw was someone who tweeted, in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, if you turn off your phone while playing, Rossetti comes out of your phone and kills you in real life, which is terrifying.
And
also,
a Rossetti thing.
I hope so. I really hope so. That's the spirit of Animal Crossing right there. And I've also seen a lot of people posting screenshots of KK Slider, who is just naked. He's just naked. It's very upsetting. There was a similar situation back with the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. His character, aside from his guitar, is just completely naked. It's very weird. Because
it's also in New Leaf Welcome Amiibo when you scan a KK Amiibo.
Again, KK is just one of the most disturbing Animal Crossing characters, despite being the most beloved. Truly a paradox for our time.
He should not be allowed to stand.
No, yeah, just stay seated and keep on playing, old buddy.
He's gonna stand, have the DJ turntable in front of him,
or his guitar or something.
Yeah, something.
Just not nothing, please. I beg you. Anyway, with that, we're gonna be asking you guys this week's poll: have you downloaded Pocket Camp from Australia?
Or Japan or wherever.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, hey, if you're one of our listeners who happens to be Australian, you can still answer, but this is, I guess, mainly intended for folks who don't live in Australia. So either you did, you didn't, or you didn't know about it, and maybe you will now. So we're curious to hear what you think.
So last week's poll
was,
do you like how Pokemon Go adds Pokemon in waves? And had to add two clarifications here. One, it doesn't matter if you played or not, because we just wanted to know how you felt about the system, not if you played. And also we meant adding the generations in waves, because obviously they're not gonna just add all, what's it at now, 820 something Pokemon all at once. They're gonna add, and it makes sense to split them up, add the Kanto, then the Johto, then the Hoenn. So what we meant was like how currently the only Hoenn Pokemon you can find are the ghost types, or how last year the only Johto Pokemon you could find for I think about a month were the baby Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's what we meant with this question. So we got 13 votes, 62% said yes, and 38% said no.
Yay. I'm personally kind of unsure on where I stand because while it is exciting to, I mean, A, it's exciting to see new generation, but B, it can feel kind of underwhelming to have such a small amount of new Pokemon. But at the same time, I feel like dumping them all might be just kind of overwhelming and weird to have it all at once. So I guess I'm mostly leaning towards a yes personally. What do you think?
I liked it because the new Pokemon have a boosted chance because they're for a special event thing. So I started playing to get a Bayonet and was able to quickly get Bayonet because it finds so many Shuppets.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. So if it was all of them introduced at once, it wouldn't be nearly as easy to get a certain looking for. Good point.
Especially if it's something that evolves and you need 50 candy to evolve it. Although it is a lot quicker because you get 6 candy right now for catching a Pokemon because it's double, and then 2 for transferring it. So it is a lot quicker because that's 8 candy per Pokemon instead of the usual 5. No, it's not 5. 4.
Something like that, yeah. Cool. So thank you guys for answering that one. Again, be sure to answer this one. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Of course, be sure to follow us on VidMe if that's where you like to watch your videos or listen to your podcasts. And you can subscribe to us on YouTube. That is youtube.com/BlazeKickMedia. Like this video if you're listening on YouTube. And of course, be sure to also subscribe on iTunes and Google Play Music. Do leave a rating. 5 stars is preferred. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Dashi007.
I'm double-through-1.
Armz is at isn't he back at Armz MXC?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he wants us to promo it though or not.
Yeah, okay. We're just gonna say Armz is at BlazeKick Tweet, and that you can find the podcast at Nin Unleashed, and of course visit BlazeKick.com for all things anime. Right, toodaloo.